So, I'm Janice. Welcome to yoga at the pond. Thanks for coming. Days are getting a little shorter and a little cooler, so we're going to make the most of what we have, and we'll get to share in this beautiful sunset tonight, so that should be great. I want to start class a little differently tonight. I'd actually like to start you guys lying down on your mat. So find your way into your resting pose or savasana. I know it's a little different than what we usually do, but for a few reasons I want to start there tonight, not the least of which being that as it cools down, the ground gets a little wet, so it may be a little more comfortable to start this way. So find whatever position feels good to you. If you need to get a little wiggle out, go ahead and do that now. Maybe moving the fingers and the toes, wiggling the hips, lifting and lowering the hips if that feels good to you, shaking the head. Maybe your legs come out wide and your palms turn up, but if that is not comfortable for you today, you find what feels good in your body. If you need to cover with a blanket or sweatshirt, feel free to do so. And start to connect with your breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe giving yourself a sigh or two. Releasing all of the tension from your day. And finding your way to your yoga mat. To your little bubble. To time that you've carved out just for yourself. Bringing your breath to in and out through the nose. Start to notice where you feel this breath the most in your body. It's different for everyone. It may be in your nose, in the back of the throat, in the chest, or in the belly. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the gentle filling and emptying as you breathe in and out. Feel that sense of quiet and stillness. This time that you have made for yourself and that you so deserve. And bringing your attention to the top of your head. As you breathe out, let your attention drift down the body from the head to the neck, shoulders, arms, hands, fingertips, chest, upper back, belly, lower back, hips, thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet, toes, just noticing, not trying to change anything, just being aware, and maybe thanking each part of your body, thanking yourself for showing up. And since we're starting in our Shavasana today, I'll share with you a reading while we rest and prepare to move into our practice. This is a poem called How the Light Comes by Jan Richardson. And some of you may have heard it before, but it's worth hearing again. How the light comes. I cannot tell you how the light comes. What I know is that it is more ancient than imagining, that it travels across an astounding expanse to reach us, that it loves searching out what is hidden, what is lost, what is forgotten, or in peril, or in pain, that it has a fondness for the body, for finding its way toward flesh, for tracing the edges of form, for shining forth through the eye, the hand, the heart. I cannot tell you how the light comes, but that it does, that it will, that it works its way into the deepest dark that enfolds you, though it may seem long ages in coming, or arrive in a shape you did not foresee. And so, may we this day turn ourselves toward it. May we lift our faces to let it find us. May we bend our bodies to follow the arc it makes. May we open and open more, and open still to the blessed light that comes. And as you prepare to move and open your body, maybe you start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you take a big yawn and stretch the arms overhead, or maybe just shift side to side here. And we'll start with some stretches on our back. So on your next inhale, pull the knees into the chest and give yourself a rock side to side, maybe making some circles on your mat. As you inhale, pull the right knee in towards you. Send the left leg out long along your mat. Make some circles with the right knee and hip, flexing the feet as if you're standing on them. Good. On your next inhale, bend that left knee, plant the foot onto your mat, and send your right foot toward the sky as if you're standing there, flexing that foot deeply, maybe keeping just a micro bend in the knee so not to overextend. On the next inhale, interlace your fingers around the back of your thigh and lift your head towards your leg. Hold here, exhale, lower. Good. Release the hands from the back of the thigh, and as you inhale, lift the head, the neck, the shoulders, and reach your hands towards your foot. Beautiful. And exhale, lower. Bend that knee back in, hug it towards your chest. And then on the next exhale, place your right ankle on top of your left knee so you're in this figure 4 position. You can stay here. You can reach the hand through that opening and interlace your fingers around the back of the left thigh, pulling that left thigh towards you as you send the right knee gently away. Great. Maybe you find stillness here. Maybe you find a little rock side to side. On the next inhale, send the arms out nice and wide, and on the exhale, drop your legs to the left so that the sole of your right foot comes toward the mat or towards the ground. Feel that stretch to the outer right thigh. You can keep your head looking toward the sky, or you can turn your gaze over either shoulder. Turning your head in the direction of the knees may make this a little more restful, and turning your head away from the knees may deepen the stretch a little bit. On your inhale, bring the legs back to center. You can unravel them to do that, if that helps. Hug that left knee into the chest, and on the exhale, send your right leg out nice and long. Make some circles with that left knee and hip. That's what that thing is called. In one direction and the other. As you inhale, bend the right knee, plant that right foot onto the mat, send the left foot toward the sky. Flex that foot as if you're standing on it, micro bend in the knee so that you're not hyperextending. Fingers are interlaced around the thigh. Inhale, give that thigh a little pull towards you. And exhale, release. On the next inhale, lift your head towards your knee. And release on the exhale. Unravel your fingers. On the inhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders reaching up past the foot if you can. And then exhale, release. Bend the knee, hug that into your chest, and then cross the left knee or left ankle over the right knee. And again, you can stay here. You can pull that right thigh towards your chest. Feet are flexed to protect the knees, maybe rocking a little here, finding stillness. As you pull the right thigh towards you and gently push that left knee away. Inhale, send the arms out nice and wide, reaching through the fingers, opening your heart. And exhale, drop your knees to the right, your legs to the right, planting that left foot towards the ground or the mat. If it doesn't quite reach there, you can always use a block. Taking a few breaths here, finding the position that works best for you, for your head. On your next inhale, you can unravel the legs, bring them back up to center. Hug the knees into the chest, and then rolling back and forth like a little ball, find your way up to a seat. Good. How's everybody feeling? Let's take some time to move the head and neck here. So we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder and then release the head around to the front. Then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. So these half moon, half circles towards the front. Moving with your breath. And then finding your way back to center. Let the head tilt to the side, right ear towards the right shoulder, left arm comes out nice and long. And maybe you take that right hand and just rest it on top of your left ear. Not pulling or tugging, just resting. Moving your left arm around through space, exploring what feels good, what gives you a little more stretch, what helps you find the edge of that comfort zone. One more breath here. Exhale, let yourself relax into gravity, and then inhale, lift the head. You can even use your hand to assist with this if you'd like to. We'll take a full breath in the center, and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder, sending the right arm out long, maybe reaching up over the head and resting that left hand on the right ear, exploring space with that right hand. Little swimming motions or circles, or just letting it rest on the mat. And then as you inhale, lifting the head back to center. Good. Bringing the hands to the knees, we'll start rotating the spine. So as you inhale, bringing the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the back. Stirring that yoga soup. Make these movements as fast or as slow as you'd like, as small or as large. It feels good in your body. This is your practice. This is your time. Head and neck are relaxed. We can come away from thinking and come into feeling what things feel like in our bodies instead of what we think they should feel like. On the next inhale, change direction. And then find your way back to stillness. Good. We'll move into a little bit of twisting. So inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right. Right hand drops behind you. Left hand comes to the top of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen up through the top of the head, pulling the belly button in and up, pulling those front ribs in. Maybe looking over that back shoulder on the exhale if that's available to you. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, deepening. And then inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, coming back to center. Good. And we'll inhale, lift the arms here. And exhale, twist to the left. Left hand drops behind. Right hand comes to the top of the left knee. You guys look great. Spines are nice and long. Pulling those front ribs in, lifting up through the crown of the head, lining the ears over the shoulders. Maybe looking over that back shoulder if that's available to you. Inhale the arms back to center and exhale, release. And we'll come over onto hands and knees. And move just through some cat-cow. So hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. Rooting down through the fingers as if you're rooting through wet sand. As you inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding the back like a Halloween cat. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, arching. As you lift, see if you can start at your tailbone and feel that move up the spine all the way to the top of your shoulders, to that area. And then exhale, rounding the same thing. See if you can go almost like you're moving one vertebra at a time. Really becoming aware of your body here. Great. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. And on the inhale, we'll open up here, lifting that right hand to the sky, opening the right chest. And as you exhale, sweep that right hand under the left arm, coming down onto the right cheek and shoulder for thread the needle. The left hand can stay under your face or reach out, crawl out in front of you, or even lift up and come behind your back into a bind if that feels best. Feeling that side body open, lengthening through those ribs. And the next inhale, start to walk that left hand back in if you have it extended, and unwind and reach that right arm up toward the sky, opening through the chest. And exhale, coming back down into your tabletop, and we'll move to the other side. Inhale, left arm comes up, nice and wide, opening the left chest. Exhale, sweeping under the right arm, coming down onto the left cheek and shoulder. Right hand can stay in front of your face. Walk out in front of your head, or you can lift that arm and drop it behind your waist into the bind. Really opening through that right shoulder. Releasing any tension here on the exhale. Again, just allowing gravity to do the work. As you release into that shoulder, stretch through the side body, make way for the breath. As you inhale, walking that right arm back in, lifting the left arm back up to the sky, opening the chest, and then exhale, bringing it back down into tabletop. Good. And we'll walk up here so that we're standing on our knees, bringing the hands to the hips, and we'll move through, well, first we'll do some lunges, then we'll move through a little back bend. So first we'll take the right foot and just step it in front of us. Good. You can relax the back toes, or if it feels better, you can tuck them under, whatever feels best to you here. If you'd like, you can use your blocks to assist you in keeping the chest lifted here. So feel that stretch through the left hip flexor. Right knee is lined up over the right ankle. Inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, or just lifting through the chest. Exhale, releasing down to your sides. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms wide. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, arms come behind you. Interlace the fingers if that's available to you. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lift the chest toward the sky. Ooh, almost fell down. Inhale, lifting the arms up. And as you exhale this time, bring the hands back a little bit towards your waist. This is where the blocks might come in handy. Start to straighten that front leg. Flex your foot, bringing your toes towards your nose. Chest reaching past the knee. So almost as if you were reaching your chin towards your toes and not just slouching at the forehead, keeping the spine nice and long. Inhale, re-bending that knee, arms coming up toward the sky, feeling that stretch through the hip flexors, inner thighs drawing towards each other. Exhale, lower the hands. Step that right leg back in the tabletop. Inhale, step the left foot forward, so right knee is down, right foot is down. Inhale, walking the hands up, maybe lifting the arms overhead. Feel your right thigh pulling back and your left thigh pulling forward, left knee over the ankle, beautiful. Thighs pulling in towards each other. Exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, cactus the arms. Maybe you lift the chest, maybe you lift the gaze a little here. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale here. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Maybe you shift your grip over one finger to that grip that feels a little more awkward. Rolling the shoulders back on the inhale, arch the chest. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And on the exhale, start to bring your hands down, either to the mat or to blocks. Straighten that front leg. Hinge back at the hips. Bringing your toes toward your nose, chest toward your knees, shoulders relaxed. Beautiful. Inhale, re-bend that knee, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Come up on those back toes on the inhale. And exhale, step the right foot forward to meet your left, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And as you inhale, coming all the way up to stand, maybe you use your hands here and walk them up your legs as you roll up one vertebra at a time, rolling the shoulders back, releasing the hands down to the sides. And we'll find ourselves in our mountain pose. So feet are about hip distance apart, rooting down through all four corners of the feet. Toes are spread nice and wide. Pulling up through the legs. Belly button is in and up, front ribs pulled in. Ears over the shoulders, reaching up through the crown of the head. Tall and steady and strong. Inhale, lifting the arms overhead. Exhale, palms turn out, coming down to the sides. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Interlace the fingers, spin the hands out. Lift the arms over the head on the inhale. And exhale, leaning long over to the right. Great. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center, keeping the belly button pulled in. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Arms come out nice and wide. Exhale, turn to the right. Arms reaching away from each other, hips staying square to the front of the mat. So most of that rotation is coming from the upper back. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. And exhale, turning to the left. Reaching the arms out nice and long. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, releasing the arms. So let's step to the front of our mat. And as we welcome the sunset that's kind of behind the clouds right now, but I'm sure we'll see a little more of it, we'll do just a couple of sun salutations, moving to some balance, and then, start to wrap things up. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, nice long spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Inhale, step back into your plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale for cobra, pulling your shoulder blades and elbows towards each other as you peel your chest off the mat. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Start to pedal out the heels here, stretching the calves. We did loosen up our hips and legs in the beginning of practice, so hopefully you feel pretty good here right now. Really lifting those hips toward the sky on the inhale, and on the exhale, either stepping hands toward feet or feet towards hands into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, coming all the way up, either rolling up or rising with a nice long spine. Hands come up overhead. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms coming up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Inhale, step back into your plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower all the way to the mat. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Taking that time again to maybe shake the hips or pedal out the heels or just find stillness here. Inhale, lift the hips toward the sky. Exhale, feet meet the hands in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Good. Just take a moment here to recenter yourself. We'll move through a little balance. So move into our tree pose just to celebrate the fact that we can still be sharing this practice outside. So find your mountain pose, rooting in evenly through both feet. Feet are maybe a little bit closer than hip distance for this one. And then bring all of your weight and attention into your left foot as you lift your right heel and swing your right knee open to the side. And find your version of tree pose. So you're going to press that right foot against the left leg. Toes can be on the mat. Foot can be on the, what's that thing called? Calf. Or you can bring your foot to your thigh. Just make sure you avoid pressing on that knee joint. Arms can be down at the heart or spread your branches. One more breath here. On the next inhale, send that right foot behind you. Bend the left knee coming into crescent pose. So all 10 toes facing the front of the mat. Back heel is lifted. You can bend the knee if this feels like a lot on the spine. One more inhale here. And let's exhale, open that back foot into warrior two. So back foot toes come to face the long edge of the mat. Extend the arms out wide. Open your heart. Look over that front middle finger. As you inhale, flip that front palm, reach it up over your head into your reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Bring your gaze just in front of your left foot. Start to shift your weight forward. You can use a block here if it's helpful to you, or you can reach for the ground. I'm going to use a block. And as you shift your weight onto your left foot, start to lift your right foot behind you. See if you can send that right arm toward the sky. Open your hips so you're stacking right arm over left. Good. And then come back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step the right foot forward. And roll back up to stand. So we'll move into that flow on the other side. So we'll press all of our weight into the right foot, lifting that left heel, opening out to the side. Finding your version of tree on this side. Finding the space for the arms that feels best to you. Maybe finding a point on the ground, a couple of feet in front of you that doesn't move to help with your balance. Inhale, if you can, lift the arms and step that left foot back into crescent pose. We'll take a few breaths here. If you'd like, you can bend that back knee. Left thigh pulling back, right thigh pulling forward, right knee over the ankle. Reach long here, inhale. Exhale, turn those left toes toward the long edge of the mat. Reaching the arms out nice and wide, right knee stays bent, reaching out toward the pinky toe side of your foot. Rochelle, see if you can bend that front knee a little bit more. Yeah, good. Looking out over that front middle finger. Inhale, flip that right palm, lift it up and over your head. Exhale, warrior two. As we inhale, we'll keep this stance. We'll shift that weight into the front foot and start to reach that right hand toward the ground or to our block as we lift the left hand and reach out long through the left leg. Hips are open to the side. Arms are stacked. Can you open a little bit more? Good. Turn your toes. Good. Awesome. Awesome. You feel the difference though there where it opens that hip a little bit? And we'll stay there for one more breath and then exhale back into warrior two. Which leg were we on? Yeah. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Step back into your plank pose. Lower the knees. Maybe bring the knees a little wider here, toes together, and shift back into your child's pose. Resting the forehead on the mat. Or placing a block under your forehead, or maybe making a little pillow with your fists. Taking a few breaths here, feeling that openness you've created. Taking this time in the forward fold to connect back into yourself. On the next inhale, start to walk it back so that once again you're standing on your knees. And we'll open up the heart just a little bit more. So for this, it's going to be a modified camel. What I suggest is tucking the toes so that your heels are up a little bit higher. It makes it a little bit easier to reach them. And we'll do one arm at a time. So you can either keep one hand on your hip or in front of you. Lift up through that right arm. Slowly start to arch through that upper spine and reach the right hand to your right heel. Good. Lift through the chest. Don't allow the neck to come too far back, but you can allow the head to relax just slightly. Beautiful. One more inhale here. Exhale, and then inhale coming back up. Good. And then we'll do that on the other side. So reaching long through that left arm, hand on the hip or down at your side. And exhale, circling that arm back and finding that left heel. Lifting through the chest. Maybe that other hand comes up toward the sky. Good. One more inhale here. And then circling back around to the front, relaxing the hands at your waist and seeing if you feel that opening that pose created. Let's do that just one more time. So lifting the right hand, circling it around, finding that heel. Maybe the left arm lifts to the sky. Maybe it comes out wide next to you. Finding what feels best in your body. Maybe it extends a little behind you. And then inhale, coming up, back onto the knees. We'll lift the left arm, find the left heel. Maybe sending that right arm up long or extending past the head. Opening through the chest. Opening the heart. And then coming back to center. Good. And we'll make our way back into a seat. Bringing the heels together, relaxing the knees. We'll take just one more forward fold, allowing ourselves to turn inward one more time. Thanking ourselves for showing up for this practice. Feet can be as close to you or as far as feels good. Inhale, lifting the chest, and exhale, just stretching out, relaxing over the legs. If you'd like, you can even allow the spine to round a little bit here. You can always place a block on top of your feet to support your head if that feels best. And again, just taking a few moments here to open and breathe. Make space for the light. As you breathe in and out, feel your body rise and fall on the wave of your breath. Remembering that this is something the body knows how to do all on its own. On the next inhale, allow that breath to bring you all the way back up to a seat. And we'll find a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. If it's a cross-legged position, that's great. You can always put a block under your hips to make that even more comfortable. If your legs are out long, that's fine as well. And we'll rest the hands on the knees and just take a moment here to breathe. Maybe bringing one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart, or just leaving the hands on the knees if that feels good to you. I'd like to just lead you through a couple of cycles of resonance breathing, which is where we make the inhale and the exhale equal, which helps to balance out our nervous system. So take a deep in-breath here, and then release that in a full exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. I want to thank you guys for coming tonight. I know it's a little dark now, but we did it. And let's take one more deep breath together. We'll inhale, lifting the arms overhead. Exhale, palms come together, hands through heart center. Just take a moment here to truly, truly thank yourself for showing up on your mat, for showing up for yourself, because that's the best way to show up for everyone else as well. And we'll take one more inhale here, bringing the thumbs to the forehead, maybe giving yourself a little massage here. And then exhale, releasing your hands to seal your practice. Thank you so much. We'll do as many of these as we can before it gets cold.